This is a slightly more complex workflow in Node-RED, this time focusing only on client-managed Qlik Sense, so running locally here in my own local network. In this case, we have a scenario where we want to duplicate two different apps and then automatically delete them afterwards. Obviously not a very practical use case, but it's good for showing that things can be automated and done quite nicely with Node-RED. So looking at the workflow here is that the first step is just to inject to start it. We're going to duplicate two apps, and the duplication is done by this node here. Looking at it, we see that it's a duplication operation. There are different kinds of operations that can be done. Duplicate is one. And the app IDs are coming from the incoming message. So if we open that one, we see that there's a JSON here with some information about source apps, new apps names, whether to include custom properties, and so on. And we'll get some debug outputs along the way. When the duplication is done, we're going to wait for 15 seconds, so we have time to verify that the app count has gone up by 2. And when those 15 seconds are done, we change the data somewhat so it comes in a format suitable for the delete operations. The app delete on the Qlik Sense server is done here. So once again, it's the same kind of app node, except that we have delete operation instead of duplicate. And again, the app IDs are coming in from the incoming message. So that incoming message has to be in the correct form for this to work. And finally, we have an output message. These three nodes here just give us the current app count, so we can see that it goes up after duplicating the apps and then goes back down again by 2. So let's start this. And first we have 338 apps. Actually, we started too slowly. So after the duplication, we have 339. And it should go back to 337, I believe. So the output messages, these two are coming from the output of the split. So these are the new apps that were created as reported by the Qlik Sense server. And it's exactly the same information that you get if you do this, if you call the QRS, the Qlik Repository Service API yourself. And finally, this message down here is the output from the delete node, and it shows that 2 different apps were deleted. We get the app information again, but which apps were deleted. And let's see, we had 339 apps at most at peak after the duplication. So if we get that number again, we have 337. Those apps were actually deleted as well, as expected.